Good morning. This is Shri here with Day 7 recap of the Australian Open Down Under. So it's been very exciting. We were talking about upsets in the previous podcast recaps, and one of the biggest upset came out in the women's bracket with Noskova beating Iga Swiatek. Iga survived a tough match in the second round, down 1-4, came back and won it. But just watching the young Noskova move Iga all around the court, this match was pretty much late in the night, but I just got to watch the highlights, and it was an exhibition of excellent patience, great turning defense into offense, pretty much almost matching Iga shot for shot, and kept her on the defense. Interestingly, Iga won the first set. Typically, when the number one seed wins a first set, it becomes difficult for players to come back. But kudos to Noskova, who stayed patient, um, uh, excellent backhand and forehands as well. And Iga now doesn't have the Australian Open now, so it's back to the next Open for her. But the big thing that I wanted to also talk about was Azarenka. And what a story! She's been battling injuries, and and she's also become a mom many years ago. The last one, the Australian Open in 2013. What a great victory for her, winning against Ostapenko. I've always been a great fan of Azarenka, and really showed that she showed a lot of determination and grit, battled hard, and prevailed in that. So on the women's side, let's go focus on a couple of upcoming matches. We got Coco Gauff coming, and Sabalenka playing Anisimova. That's going to be a very interesting matchup later tonight. And of course, the teen phenom Andreeva playing tonight as well. But a lot of good hope for the Americans there, Gauff and Anisimova. But Sabalenka may be a little too tough for her. I think Coco Gauff should go into the quarterfinals. I think that's my prediction. On the men's side, we did watch Alcaraz. He was up 2 sets, and then he was playing Shang, and then I think Shang had to retire. But Alcaraz looked good, and this is the first time he's actually into the fourth round in the Australian Open, which is quite surprising for a two-time Grand Slam champion. Other notable winners include Hurkacz, but from the American point of view, this is going to be talked about for a while. Tommy Paul was up on Serbian Kekmanovic. I was actually watching this game. Tommy Paul actually had 2 match points in the fourth set, tiebreaker, one on his serve, one on Kekmanovic's serve. Tommy Paul was actually serving, I think from an aces standpoint, he had like 17 aces, and I think Kekmanovic had only less than like half of that. So really, really surprising how he even lost the fifth set. He lost 6-0 in the fifth set. I think kind of lost the focus, threw his racket, broke his racket. But give credit to Kekmanovic, who his reward for beating Tommy Paul is facing Alcaraz, and who knows what will happen. Other big winners include, of course, Rublev, who's been, very quietly. I mean, if you see like a couple of players who've been kind of very quietly winning, I would say it's Rublev, Sinner, and de Minaur, and these guys have been quietly ascending to the fourth round. So it's going to be interesting as it gets closer and closer. So this was a longer podcast for the recap from previous times. I think I did get some good feedback about trying to talk a little bit more on the podcast. One more thing from an American standpoint. Sloane Stevenson. I mean, she won the first set, but fell to Kalinskaya from Russia in 3 sets. So, looking forward to today's matches. Just let me tell you some of the upcoming matches on the men's side. We got, of course, Manarino for having disposed Ben Shelton. His reward is getting Djokovic. Huge match for the American Taylor Fritz, who in the 4th round is going to play Stefanos Tsitsipas, who's actually been playing lights out as well. So those are the upcoming matches on the men's side, and we've already covered the women's side. So with that, looking forward to an excellent day of tennis at the Australian Open. Thank you so much for listening.